There was a whole lot of concern and worry after the Ravens' Week 1 win over the Texans with the offensive line and how they performed, rightfully so in some cases. Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum being out against the Bengals, the best team that we would play in the opening 3 weeks in terms of reputation and talent and accomplishments. The investment in Patrick Mekari really paid off this week. None of us, myself included, could have predicted how well he played. There is film of him performing at a high level against very good NFL football players. 2021, early in the season at home, he plays right tackle and eats Chris Jones alive on a lot of outside run plays. He reaches him. He pass pro'd very well against Jones in that game. Mekari has the skills to be a starter. There's no question about it. To be honest with you, myself personally, I was a little disappointed that he wasn't looked at as a starter because I think he has shown that caliber of play, especially after you look at the film that I'm showing you tonight. Having said that, really smart the way it turned out, at least right now. When Ronnie Stanley went down, Mekari slides in there as his backup. Certainly, you could make the case that you'd like to see Daniel Filele get an opportunity, but were you to compare those two guys right now as it stands, week 2, 2023, you have to say Mekari is the superior player. How quickly he gets off the ball and how tenacious he is, I think is going to stand out in this video. He did not dominate Trey Hendrickson from a physical standpoint. I think in some cases he out-technicaled him. And our offensive coordinator and our staff kind of outsmarted the Bengals, to be honest with you. Going to show you guys the plays that I'm going to use. There's a spelling error at the top, to be honest with you. E.A. Edgar Allen covered it really well. The run concept that the Ravens used 3 times, I guess more than 3 times. A couple of things about Todd Monken. He trusts his offensive line. He's going to go unbalanced in short yardage situations, meaning tackle over, or he's going to put Ricard to the play side. So we're, I don't want to say we're predictable there, but there is a little bit of a law of diminishing returns. If we continue to go unbalanced and run to that side, teams will identify it. That's why during the game when we had those short yardage situations, we were lining up and snapping the ball quick. So the defense didn't get a chance to identify it and adjust. The announcers, I forget who it was, were doing a nice job of talking about us quick snapping on short yardage situations, but they didn't identify why. So let's get to some of the film. And like I said, not every play is going to be a win, particularly early. I did not think that Mekari looked fantastic, but nonetheless, we did convert plays behind him. He was active even when he didn't have work initially. He found work in the pass game. Some of this is going to be all 22. It's not going to be all of it isn't going to be the end zone angle, to be honest with you. I really love this rep of him against Hendrickson, just staying on him. Hendrickson is tenacious. That's one of the things about him that's so good if you're a Bengals fan and so horrible to watch as he deals with your offensive lineman. He's tenacious. We matched that tenacity with a guy who's able to stay square and just stay into his chest and be active and not give up on the play. I love how Mekari played. Imagine being him who's signed to not a huge contract, but a contract that allocates some financial, needs to him. And there's people complaining about it. In this case, paid off for us to have that depth. I thought he went out there and performed. Second and goal, unbalanced line here. You've got Simpson, Mekari, and Filele all to the same side. He kind of ends up on the ground, but it's the get off, the firing off the ball is quick with Mekari. When he wants to attack, he's not going to overwhelm people, but that's why they put Filele there to help with the down blocks, to help seal that edge. 2nd and 10, it's a second possession. It's a play action up top to Aguilar, but you're seeing a little bit of the pass pro. He doesn't overextend. I feel like he stays quite balanced, and he's looking for work here, just looking for ways to help out. That's one of the things, if I remember, about when he did play center some the one year and then when he played right tackle, is that he's always able to find work if there is none for him initially. You got a 3rd and 3. I'm sorry, this is the fumble. This is the one play when he's beat on by Hendrickson. My apologies. So you can see Hendrickson's not trying his patented bull rush. He's not stunting inside. He chops down with the hands and then slaps with his left arm, basically slaps Mekari in this direction. One of the few times when you see Mekari get off balance in this game, and Hendrickson takes advantage of it. I think he's the guy that forces the fumble, or he's involved with it. We're very lucky that it got called back. You can see him kind of end up getting thrown a little bit to our left side of the screen or upfield. After this, I thought Mekari was perfect. I don't know if this play taught him anything. I don't know enough, to be honest with you, about tackles dealing with NFL edge rushers. What I know is limited to like high school type stuff. So I don't know if he learned something like a tell or he learned when there was going to be an outside move, because after this, I thought he was damn near perfect. And like I said, we were very fortunate there. Complete to Bateman, I think, on the fourth possession. He's dealing with Hendrickson and just stays on him. Initially, it looks like this inside stunt is going to push Mekari back into Lamar's lap. Nope. He just anchors down, stays on Mekari. It almost looks like, I always compare things to basketball, or I compare them to combat sports. It almost looks like Hendrickson's a guy who's like got Mekari up against the ropes right here. He's driving him back. Mekari just anchors down and then ends up finishing him off. And you can see as he gets a little shot in on Hendrickson. Well, I talked about the tenacity intentionally. Hendrickson is a pain in the butt to deal with. I'm a Ravens fan, but like I respect the guy. He's a pain to deal with because he just continues to get after you, and he's always touching you. Maybe it's not cheap at the end of the play. That's not what I mean. But he's always touching you. Mekari, I thought, kind of turned the tables on him. You guys let me know if I'm overextending it there. All right, 3rd and 3, the same possession, the fourth possession. I think this is the one that put us up 10-7, but I could be wrong. Fourth possession, it's a pin pull toss. Mekari's getting out of there. This is like one of Monken's favorite plays on 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3. Last year, it was QB counter read, QB power read. Hendrickson, I think, does a nice job of getting to the outside. They're supposed to pin him down. So they're supposed to get Hendrickson moving this way. And they don't. He really is able to widen up. But Simpson does a nice job with the D tackle. Hilton is running through here. You can see the big old gap that develops. Mekari picks him up, but nobody got DJ Reader, who just continues to be a thorn in our side at times. And when I rewind this, you'll see how far he came from. He's on the other side of the field. And I misspoke. This is not a toss play. It's a pitch play because you got the jet motion. Lamar's opening to it. He's opening to the side of the run concept, which makes it a pitch, not a toss. But in any case, Mekari showing you the agility to get out there. This is what Morgan Moses has done a bunch to our right. And by the way, what do you think of Justice Hill seeing DJ Reader in the hole and just putting his head down, trying to drive over him for 3 yards? It didn't work because DJ Reader's a monster. A cool play from a Mekari's perspective that he's able to adjust in the middle of the play, pick up the nickel Mike Hilton. Unfortunately, we weren't able to gather DJ Reed on the backside. If we were, we probably got a first down on a big play there. 2nd and 10 on the 5th possession. This is an absolute wipeout. Simpson ends up helping him out. But I thought I think it's Carter and a couple of other guys, Mekari, the fight was over quick. Again, combat sports analogy, but the fight was just over quick. There was no second move. When Hendrickson was there, Hendrickson has a counter move or multiple counter moves. Mekari was solid. Probably O-line guys better than me in terms of breaking down the technique, but I love the fact that he doesn't overcommit early in the pass rush rep, and he doesn't, other than that strip sack that didn't count, he doesn't seem to lose the second or the third engagement. And I think part of that is because he is so balanced and because his feet are really adept. 2nd and 2, 5th possession. Same possession I'm talking about. This is versus Hendrickson. Again, Simpson kind of folds out. It's a completion to Nelson Aguilar over the middle. You guys tell me what you're seeing. Mekari wasn't overwhelmed initially, and none of the things that Hendrickson usually does seemed to work. Now, there's probably a little bit of a hold here. He looks like he's grabbing Hendrickson's shoulder pad right there. But it's the type of hold that's to the bottom side, away from the ref, that you can kind of get away with sometimes, number one. And number two, some people would claim didn't really impact the play anyway because he's already won the rep. Hopefully, I said that in a way that makes sense. Seventh possession, which I thought was crucial, which ends with the touchdown pass out of slot fade to Aguilar. This is a 20-yard run to start that drive. I thought this was an amazing play. Again, what do you notice? Tight end backside, 3 offensive linemen, and Ricard. When I said earlier that there is a law of diminishing returns as it relates to this stuff, there is. People will be prepared for it. However, that's the reason why we're quick counting. That's the reason why we're lining up early. I think it's interesting what they did here, or how they did this, I should say. Moses is the right tackle. Mekari is the left tackle. There's a sneaky element to this that if you've coached before, you understand. We didn't put Mekari here and Moses here. That'd be a dead giveaway immediately. Now, I would say the Bengals have countered with the correct look, number one. Number two, it certainly looks like to me Wilson is trying to communicate something. Mekari ends up taking this guy down, who seems to want to get stunted inside, tries to get his hips and his feet out of the way so Gus doesn't trip over him. Zeitler on the pull, picks him up, 20-yard gain. Downhill. When I saw this on the 7th possession, I was like, wow. First of all, we're blocking well, but I didn't know it was unbalanced during the game. Second of all, I was like, what a wonderful day for Gus Edwards. 10 carries, 62 yards. If you're not a Ravens fan and you've listened this long, first of all, what are you doing listening this long? But second of all, I don't know what happened there, why that stopped there. Second of all, to see Gus contribute, I thought was amazing. It's not a 15 carry, 120 yard game, no. But this is what Gus does on a week by week basis if he gets 10 or 12 carries. My editing kind of messed this up a little bit. This is a 3rd and 3 on the 7th possession, same possession, and look what we've done again. Same thing. And then there is Ricard. You've got Andrews backside. The Bengals have identified it. They're trying to do something about it. Unfortunately for them, they're unable to. Huge moment, if you ask me, to convert that 3rd and 3. Again, I messed up my editing there, but you get the end zone angle so you can see it. I slowed it down. Simpson, Moses, Mekari, Ricard, and the puller and Zeitler, who picks up Logan Wilson. The play goes right off of Mekari's block of Pratt, if you ask me. I didn't think Pratt played nearly as well as the standard that I have for him. I thought the physicality at times kind of was in our favor, on our side. I'm gonna have 2 more plays for you. This is the touchdown pass to Aguilar. I don't think there's really any chance for Hendrickson to get there, but I want to note Lamar. This is the 4th quarter, I believe. Lamar's not worried about being pressured here. It's a 3rd and 5. It's a slot fade. Yes, he knows where he's going with the football. I'm pretty sure that he realizes immediately when they line up, he's getting man free. So he knows where he's going with the football. It's just a matter of whether he can throw it in the correct place and whether we can win. And Nelson Aguilar won big against Woozy. But the poise, the confidence in his offensive line against a 5-man rush, I think is notable. And what I'm claiming here is that how Mekari played, how Mustipher played, impacted Lamar's ability to be so confident in this moment. 3rd and 5, 7th possession. Beautiful throw, obviously. I think the way the offensive line played gave Lamar the freedom in that moment to understand, I'm going to have time and I'm going to let this thing go. All right, last play that I'll show. Again, a quick count, quick snap. 3rd and 2, 9th possession, game on the line. And we end up picking up the first down. You got Mekari over there, but we've brought in Falele. So why am I pointing this out? The other plays that I showed you, you had, let me pause this when it's, there we go. The other plays that I was talking about, you had Simpson, Moses, and then Mekari. Now, we've kind of given it away here because we brought in Falele. So the way it works between football plays, someone is assigned for personnel. Someone will be calling out the personnel. So if the defensive coordinator, wherever he is, on the field or up top, he hears the personnel, he knows what to match with, how to match the personnel. So you can see that they've matched here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 down linemen because it's 3rd and 2. You've got an edge defender. So you've got 5-2 personnel. and then two inside linebackers, Pratt and Wilson, but they've walked Pratt up on the edge, and I think that's a tactical mistake. Mekari gets out on Carter. Great combo between him and Falele. Mekari stays on. I think it's Carter. He's got his left arm wrapped around him, so people would complain about that being a hold. Not me, to be honest with you. That's just what happens in the middle of football plays like that. One more look at the end zone. I don't know about you, seeing Gus play well, Mekari play well, Nelson Aguilar have an impact. OBJ looked good at the start. Was great to see as a Ravens fan. But knowing that we have a guy who is really a super sub, maybe it's a poor or immature, title by me, but I wasn't sure what else to title it. The Ravens walked into Cincinnati, put the Bengals at 0-2 without two of our starting offensive linemen. OBJ going down during the game when he was playing extremely well. I certainly think that OBJ should never play against the Bengals again. I would advocate for giving him the night off in that Thursday night game. I think he's been hurt 3 consecutive times he's played the Cincinnati Bengals. To my mind, this is as fun a win to watch as we've had in the last 3 years. I'm saying 2021, 2022, 2023, with all the injuries that we had leading up to this game and all the lack of stability potentially with the offensive line. Patrick Mekari showed up in spades. You guys let me know if you were as impressed with his play. I didn't really talk about Mustipher in this video. I didn't, to be honest with you, take a real close look at at what he was doing yet. I really wanted to focus it on Mekari because he's been a guy who, has contributed like this in similar fashion maybe previously when he's been given opportunities, and then also has not been given opportunities to be a starter. And here he is in the second game of the season, displaying that he's got the ability to start. Does it mean that we look at him at guard when Ronnie Stanley comes back? No. I think this is an opportunity for all of us, myself included, to say that we were wrong. Having Mekari available to fill in when someone goes down is a huge advantage for us because most teams do not have that when they bring in their 6th or 7th offensive lineman. Appreciate you guys' time. Let me know what you thought of the breakdown. If you're still on cloud 9 like I am, as happy with the Ravens win as you can be. Going to be an amazing rematch on Thursday Night Football at home in November. Already looking forward to it, but we got a lot of football to play between now and then. I'll have another video out tonight at halftime of the Monday Night Football game about some of the things that Lamar did, how much poise I thought he showed, and how, this isn't me saying this. This is projecting what I think other people may think. There's certain things that he's doing that make him a more dangerous football player right now than maybe we've ever seen. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Ravens fans would enjoy this film study video, look at Patrick Mekari. Please consider grabbing a link, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.